Knees for child's pose, go ahead and spread that out. Maybe you can bring the knees under the chest, or you can bring the knees as wide as the mat. And if child's pose isn't really very nice for the body, then maybe you want to come into your puppy pose instead. But just think of grounding the shins on the floor, letting the heart be parallel to the earth, and the spine be long. It's one of the nice aspects of our child's pose is that the spine can lengthen. The weight of the hips and the tailbone. And if none of those feel good, then maybe come to the back. And you might want to start with the knees hugged to the chest. So it's kind of that idea of lengthening the low back. And we can do that by bringing knees to the chest as well. And allow yourself to be here now, to breathe, to be. Exhale. Maybe bringing the breath into a count of 4 and out for 4. Our first full day of spring. And for today's practice, maybe just tuning into how we invite yoga to balance our lives. Just like there was equal balance yesterday of sunlight and moonlight. Allowing this to be a reminder that if we are kind of in a life right now or in a season where we're very busy, lots of energy being exerted, maybe we find balance with our yoga. If we always give 110%, maybe we only give 80% in our practice. So we don't burn out the nerves and burn out the body, burn out the mind. If it's been a bit more of a kind of sedentary season or even a couple of just weeks, then maybe we, I'm going to give 85 instead of 65. Just feeling into this balance. And in and out with the breath. And then maybe slowly glancing up at the hands, walking them over to the right side of the mat, resting them on the floor. And if you're on your back, then let that right leg come long and let the left knee cross over the body. So we'll do a supine twist if you're on your back. Giving a little bit of motion, or I should say movement to the spine. So if you're on your back, let the left leg cross over the body. Now let's inhale to look up at the hands. If you're in child's pose, walk them over to the left, placing them on the floor, off the mat, bringing the body to the left side. And then if you're on your back, gently let that left leg and right leg come along. Hug the right knee to the chest and let that right leg drape over the body if you're on your back. Allowing our spine to be strengthened today, to move today. And then bring everything back to the middle. If you're on your back or if you're in child's pose, and just pause. And just inviting in an intention today of balance in your life. Maybe thinking of an area of your life where you'd like to have that balance. And just bring that in. Bringing that into your space. Be tuning into the beating of your heart. And then we'll inhale to rise up to table. If you're on your back, go ahead and gently roll to one side and come up to table. And let's press the floor away. Let those knees come under the hips. Maybe tap the tops of the feet on the ground. And then maybe curl the toes a little bit and just rock forward and back with the toes curled under. Just rocking forward and rocking back. Good. And then we'll inhale to find a little stillness, bring the tops of the feet back to the floor, and then we'll find our blocks. And we're going to bring our blocks underneath our hands. Let those blocks be underneath the hands and table. Going to bring that pelvis neutral. And then we'll inhale to send that right knee back. And then just move that hip left to right. Let the foot come across the left foot and over to the right side of the mat, across to the left side of the mat, just back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And then bring that right foot back behind the hip, lower the right foot to the floor, and then we'll rock forward and back on the toes of that right foot, back and forward. And then give those hips some stillness. And then with those hands on the blocks, let's inhale to bring the foot between the hands, between the blocks, and then rock those blocks forward and just lean forward onto that right foot and let that right knee just rock over past the ankle and behind the ankle, past the ankle, past the toes maybe. And then maybe we bring that knee into some circles over the ankle. Try to keep the foot almost glued to the floor. And then we'll inhale, bring that knee to stillness, and then sweep that right knee back. And then walk the hands forward, the sits bones back, coming to puppy pose. Anahatasana. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, draw the breath in. Exhale, let the breath leave. One more breath in. Let's exhale to bring the hands underneath the shoulders. And then here, plant those hands, roll the shoulders back, the back as flat as is neutral for you. And we'll inhale to send the left foot back, left leg back, flexing the toes towards the face. And then just rock that foot side to side, towards the left and towards the right. Left and right with that left leg. And then bring the left leg to be still and straight behind you. Lower the left foot to the floor. And then we'll rock forward and back on the ball of the foot. Toes of the left foot. Back and forth. And back and forth. One more time forward. Bring the foot back. And then inhale to sweep that left foot between the blocks. And there, just rock that left knee past the ankle. Maybe over the toes. And then back. Getting into the ankle here. Sometimes our ankles are what are limiting us in the legs and the hips and in other movements. So just getting into this ankle mobility. And then slowly with that knee forward, maybe we bring that knee to the inside and then we just bring that knee to do circles over the ankle. And you can change directions. Another couple times around. Good. Now bring that knee to stillness, that leg to stillness. And we'll exhale to step that back foot forward between the blocks, between the hands. Then maybe bring the blocks to the front of the mat and find yourself in your forward fold, Uttanasana. Exhale. Good. And then we'll ground that right foot, ground the hands on the blocks or wherever. And then we'll step that left foot off the floor, stand on that right leg for just a breath. Exhale, place that left foot on the floor, send the right leg back, grounding on that left foot just for a breath, kind of our tripod. Send the right foot down, left leg back. Exhale, left foot down, inhale, right leg back. And now exhale that right foot to the floor. Let's bend the knees and we'll rise up nice and tall, finding our mountain pose. Maybe we interlace the hands and we just rock side to side. And then find some stillness in our Tadasana as you're ready. Maybe close those eyes. Remembering this Sankalpa, our intention of balance. An energetic balance in our being. Sweep the arms out and up. Exhale, fold it forward. Uttanasana, coming into your forward fold. Breathe in. It's inhale to our half lift, so our back is nice and neutral. And then exhale to fold it forward again. It's inhale. Exhale, ground the right foot, step that left foot back. And now lower that left knee to the ground. And then we'll inhale to tuck the pelvis, and let's bring our blocks together in front of the body by just kind of bringing the narrow edges together. So just like this. Yep. And then where our hands are going to just hold those together, just like that. So our right foot's forward, the left knee's down, shoulders up, back and down. The blocks click together, and just hold those blocks together and see that if you press them too hard, that's when they flop apart. It's a little bit of balance of effort and ease. Tucking the pelvis. Let's inhale to bring those over the head and pause. Don't press too hard or they're going to go flying. Don't press enough and they're going to fall on your head. Bring them in front of the chest. Inhale, bring them up. Maybe feel those arms giving you a little bit of feedback, because this is not just a normal up and down. Inhale, bring the arms up. Now pause right here with your half lunge. Let's step it forward, keep the blocks together. Inhale to rise up to mountain pose. Let's exhale to fold down to Uttanasana. Bring the blocks to the earth, separate them. Forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, exhale. And now ground that left foot, step the right foot back, lower the right knee to the floor. Find those blocks, tuck that pelvis, shoulders up, back and down, and then sweep the blocks in front of the shoulders, and then click them together as if they were magnets. Keep that pelvis tucked. Pause here. And this time, let's bring the blocks towards the chest and away from the chest. And then towards the chest and away. Exhale. Bring it in. And then let it go. Let's pause right there. Let's bring the blocks to the left, a little twist. And then to the right, just a little twist. Good, guys, and back to the middle. And now let's separate those blocks, bring them to the ground, step that right foot forward, Uttanasana, or forward fold. Nice. And now here, bring those blocks forward. Let's ground the right foot. Let's send that left foot back, our variation of warrior 3. And here we want to think about that back and the shoulders being in line with the hips. That's where the blocks are handy. So maybe the shoulders are in line with the hips. The back is long. And then step that left foot forward. We'll send the right foot back, finding our Virabhadrasana 3 variation again. Inhale. Exhale. Now one more breath. Now lower the right foot to the ground. And let's sweep the arms up, coming into our high lunge, tucking the pelvis. Palms over the shoulders. Inhale. And then exhale, bring the hands in front of the heart space. Breathe in. Exhale. One more breath. And now from here, let's just pivot towards the right side of the mat. So bringing the right foot to the right, the left foot to the right. Our whole heart is facing the right side of the room now. Breathe in. Exhale, bend that right knee to kind of bring the chest over the right thigh. Skandasana. Exhale over to the left. Skandasana. Inhale through the middle, exhaling to the right. Nice, guys. Inhale through the middle, exhale to the left. Breathe in. And now let's pivot towards the front of the mat again. Step that right foot forward, the back foot, find your mountain pose, Tadasana. Inhale, palms up and overhead. Exhale, fold it forward, Uttanasana. Breathe in. Exhale, bend the knees, ground the right foot, step the left foot back. And then we'll rise up, tucking the pelvis as we rise, palms overhead, palms over shoulders. Inhale. And then exhale, bring those hands in front of the heart. Notice if maybe that bend in your knee is a little bit of effort. See if you want to give it a little less effort, a little less of a bend, finding balance. And then here, let's bring the arms out behind us. And then we're just going to hinge, drawing the chest down. And we'll draw it up, opening the chest on this one. And then forward. And then back up. And then leading that heart over the thigh, pausing right here. And then exhale, let's bring those hands to the blocks in front of the foot. Step that left foot forward, and we'll come into our standing splits. So ground the left foot, sweep that right foot back. So when you get to that Virabhadrasana 2, keep going and lift that foot a little higher. Standing splits. Keep the hips square to the floor. And then we'll lower that right foot down. And then we'll send that left leg back and up towards the sky. And then down towards the earth. And then bring that right foot to the sky. and then down to the ground, left foot high. Just feeling this balance between the sides of the body. Lower that left foot down. Nice, guys. Bend the knees, rise up to stand nice and tall, nice and long through the side body. Exhale, bringing hands in front of the heart all the way down to the floor. And let's step the feet back for our downward facing dog. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Inhale and exhale. One breath here. Exhale. And then another breath in. And let's lower down the knees to the ground. And then let's come to seated. So we'll just kind of turn the body so we can bring the feet in front of the body, resting the sits bones on the floor, and roll the shoulders up, back, and down. Up, back, and down with the shoulders. Nice. And then back and forward. And then back and forward. And now bring that right knee into the chest, sweep that left leg long in front of the body, flex the toes towards the face, and then we'll inhale to bring arms up overhead. And now exhale to hinge forward, bringing those hands towards that left foot, the shoulder coming on the inside of that right knee, maybe tucking the chin to the chest. Breathing in and out. Inhale, exhale, and let's inhale to bring the shoulders over the hips and the elbows over the shoulders, bringing the hands to reach for the sky. Breathing in. Good. And now exhale to bring that left hand towards the right shin, and then sweep that right hand behind you, gently twisting towards the back. And that right hand can come to the floor maybe, or up towards the sky, or maybe that right hand just stays on the right hip, but just glancing over that right shoulder. Breathing in. And then we'll exhale to bring the heart forward, chest forward, bring the arms up overhead, and let's fold it forward over that left leg one more time. Exhale and inhale, inhale, exhale. Breathing in and out, and then inhale to bring the arms over the hips. Let that right leg come long, let that right leg relax. Draw hands in front of the chest and pause right here. Breathing in, exhale. Sweep the arms up overhead, palms over shoulders. Bring that left foot in towards the body. The right leg is long, the left leg is bent. Breathe in and exhale to hinge forward over that right leg, reaching for that right foot with the hands. That left shoulder, maybe on the inside of that left knee. Exhale. Inhale. Inhale and exhale. One more breath in as you bring the arms over the shoulders. Yep. Then exhale to bring that right hand towards that left shin. And then we'll gently bring the chest towards that left leg. And then maybe we twist as we send the arm back to the floor. Maybe to the hip. Maybe we keep that sit bone grounded. And exhale. Balancing our energy, balancing our body. Drawing the breath in and out. And inhale. And then exhale, bring the chest forward, hands to the shin again. And then reach those hands forward as we send that left leg long, and then draw the hands overhead. And then we'll exhale to hinge, bringing the heart over the thighs now. Paschimottanasana. Breathing in and exhale. Seated forward fold. Draw the breath in and out and in. Exhale. Now slowly bring the palms over the shoulders as we bring the chest up away from the thighs. And then let's exhale to bring hands to the side body. Now maybe you want to kind of roll to one side and come to Malasana. Maybe you want to walk one foot towards the body and then the other, but we'll meet in our garland pose now. With the feet grounded, with the heart lifted high, the elbows maybe pressing into the knees. And if that's not accessible, then maybe we come into more of our goddess squat, right? So find your Malasana. Find your breath. Be here now. Exhale and inhale. Let's exhale to send that left leg or left hand towards the ground, the right arm up towards the ceiling. Breathing in. And then draw the hands to the heart space. Inhale, right hand for the floor, left hand to the ceiling. Breathing in. Exhale, bring hands in front of the heart. And then we'll come into our forward fold, bringing hands down, those sits bones towards the ceiling. Back to our half forward fold standing. Make sure you've got those blocks. We'll come into our little tripod, our balance here. As we bring that right foot to the floor, scoop that left foot back. Our variation of our Virabhadrasana 3. Think about the back being nice and long and that spine being flat, so not rounded. And then bring that left foot to the floor and that right leg goes back. Inhale. And then exhale that right foot down, that left leg back. And now lower the left foot. We'll send that right foot back. Good. Inhale. And now as we exhale, let's come up to stand and bring that right knee in front of the chest and hug that knee towards the chest. Breathing in. And then maybe we let go of that knee and we send that heel towards the floor. Flex the toes towards the face. Or maybe we lift it a little higher in front of the hip. And now let's swing back to a hands-free, block-free Virabhadrasana 3. Leg is back. And then we'll exhale to bring that knee through the middle. And inhale to send the leg long. Exhale, draw the knee to the chest and hug it in. Then we'll inhale to release and send it long. And then exhale to send it back. Heart parallel to the ground. Inhale. Now exhale to lower that right foot to the floor and rise up into Tadasana. Good. Bring the palms over the shoulders again and the palms to the shoulders so the elbows are out. And let's make some circles with those elbows. Yep. Or the whole arms can be long too. Either way. And then opposite direction. Maybe really going slowly, getting a big range of motion. And then reach overhead and draw that awareness back to your heart space. And maybe notice the sides of the body and feel yourself balanced. Inhale. Exhale to ground the right foot. Breathing in. And then we'll exhale to just slightly hinge and inhale when we get there, our Virabhadrasana 3, some fingers on the blocks. Breathe in. Exhale. Inhale. And let's bend that right knee. Let's send that left knee in front of the body. And we'll hug that knee to the chest. And then maybe we release that clasp on an inhale. Flexing the foot towards the face, as high with that toe or heel as you want. And then we'll send it back. Virabhadrasana 3. Grounding into the big toe pad, pinky toe pad, and the heel. Making sure those toes are free to spread wide and not clenching the mat. And let's send that through the knee towards the chest in front of the hips. Inhale to send it long. And then we'll send that leg back. Bending that right knee, bringing that left knee in front of the body. Hugging the knee to the chest. And then let that inhale bring the leg long. And then let's ground the foot. Bring the hands to the chest. Tadasana. Inhale. Exhale. And now grounding the left foot, we'll step that right foot back, and then we'll turn and face that right edge of our mat again. So facing that right side of the room. We'll inhale to bring those arms nice and wide, nice and long. Yep, and now let's make those big circles again with the fingertips. And then maybe here, thinking about balance. If your life is busy, maybe you make slower circles. If life is a little slower right now, maybe you make even bigger circles. As we say in Ayurveda, like feeds like and opposites balance. So here is our practice of balance. And then we'll draw those hands to the heart space. And we notice the beating of your heart. That pelvis is slightly tucked. Now let's bend the knees a bit. And now tilt the pelvis back and exhale to forward fold. Prasarita Padottanasana. Maybe the hands underneath the heart on blocks. Breathing in and then letting the breath go. And then perhaps you want to walk the hands over to the right. So the hands come to the earth, finding the right foot and folding them on the right side. And then we'll inhale through the middle and exhale as those hands walk over towards that left foot. Inhale, exhale, and inhale to walk the feet over to the right. Exhale through the middle, and an inhale to let it go over on the left side at the left foot. Now inhale to bring those hands underneath the heart space, and maybe you bring those blocks to a higher setting, and you find yourself in your half wide-legged forward fold. And then bring those blocks wide towards each foot, and then come into your forward fold with the crown of the head parallel to the ground, and maybe those arms are in a 90-degree angle. And then here, maybe you bend the chest over towards the right, and then you send the chest over to the left, keeping those elbows bent, getting into the shoulders. As we exhale, the hands on the blocks, pressing the hands towards the blocks, bringing the chest towards that right leg, that right hand. Exhale through the middle, the chest towards the left hand, left leg. And now bring that heart parallel to the floor in the middle between the feet. And then bring the hands maybe to the shins and just pull on the calf or maybe the shins with the hands so the heart can just shine past the knees towards the wall behind you. Now slowly lift the head, lift the chest, bend the knees, and we'll rise up to our extended mountain pose. Again, arms long, breathe in. Exhale. Nice, guys, breathe in. Exhale, bend the knees slightly as you bring that left hand towards the right shin, the right arm reaching for the sky. Then inhale to rise. Yep, exhale that right hand towards the left shin, left hand to the ceiling. Inhale through the middle to rise up nice and tall, nice and long. Exhale, left hand towards the right shin, right arm high. Inhale to rise, extended mountain pose. Exhale that right hand towards the left shin. Nice pause right here, you guys. Bring the arms out and then the heart parallel to the middle of the floor. And now bring the hands to the hips, bend the knees, and let's just pivot the feet towards the front of the mat. And then we find ourselves in a mountain pose, or excuse me, a pyramid setup. The legs can be long, a little bend, and we'll rise up, bringing the arms overhead. The left foot is forward, the right foot grounds. Bring the hands in front of the heart space. Breathing in and out. And now let's send those hands in front of the shoulders. And now slowly bring that heart parallel to the floor for our half pyramid pose. Inhale, exhale, breathing in. And then send that left hand in front of that left leg. Bring the right arm up to the heavens, opening through the chest, finding our Trikonasana. Now let's exhale to bring that right hand to the hip. And that right elbow just reaches towards the ceiling. The right hand on the right hip, the left hand in front of the leg, breathe in. And now inhale to bring that right hand off the hip back towards the ceiling. Yeah, and now bend that left knee, the left elbow on top of that left quad, and then pivot that right foot towards the long edge so the toes face out. And we'll rise up, finding our Virabhadrasana 2, maybe straightening that leg and then rebending. Warrior 2. Let's bring that right hand in front of the body as if we were have it right along the waistline, and the left arm overhead, reaching towards the shoulder. And let's just bring that left hand in front of the body, the right arm overhead. And then alternate right hand in front of the body, the left arm overhead, as if we were cradling a baby. And then one more time, switch. And then bring those arms nice and long, Virabhadrasana 2. And then let's exhale, bring that left hand towards the floor. The right hand follows. Pivot onto the feet, and we'll step that right foot back, forward fold. Bend the knees, rise up to stand, mountain pose. Exhale, draw hands in front of the heart. Breathe in. Exhale, ground the right foot. Inhale, step that left foot back. The toes pivoting somewhat out, but finding your pyramid base. The legs are nice and long. Slight bend in the knees. And then we'll inhale to bring the hands in front of the shoulders. That right knee slightly bends as we hinge at the waist, bringing the hands past the crown of the head, breathing in. Exhale, bring that right hand on the inside of that right leg and bring that left arm up to sky, Trikonasana. Breathing in and out. Maybe that left hand coming to the hip, that left elbow towards the ceiling, left shoulder back, breathe in. Maybe we glance down at the foot and then up at the ceiling. And then inhale to send that left arm towards the sky. And now bend that right leg so that right elbow drops on top of the thigh. And then we'll inhale to rise up, sending the fingertips to the narrow edges of the mat. Pivot that left foot towards the long edge. And then we find that Virabhadrasana 2 on the other side. Bring that left hand in front of the waist and the right arm overhead. And then we'll just switch, bringing the right arm in front of the left arm and reaching overhead. Right leg is bent. We breathe and move with the breath. Inhaling to move. And again, this is a great way to find balance. If you have a busy day ahead or have had a busy day, maybe you move really slowly. Or if it's been a little bit shorter of a time or shorter days, less to do, maybe you go quicker. And then we'll open up to our Virabhadrasana 2. Inhale. And let's exhale to straighten that leg. Yeah, and bring hands in front of the heart. And now let's just pivot and face the long edge of the mat, whichever way that is for you, the left or the right. Bend those knees and then turn those toes out towards the corners of the mat. And maybe we find our goddess squat. We can send our arms out and then into our cactus arms. Exhale that right elbow towards the right top of the thigh. And guys, make sure those knees are over the toes. Don't let those knees cave in. Try to really activate the legs. And then we'll exhale to tick-tock to the left. And then we'll tick-tock to the other side. And then over to the other side. And then back to the middle. Yeah, and now bring those arms out. And maybe we make those circles with the fingers. Or bring the hands to the shoulders and do the circles with the elbows. Now opening up the arms. Let's inhale to straighten the legs. And then point those toes towards the long edge. Yep, slight bend in the knees. Send that left hand towards the right. Balancing the body, right arm to the ceiling. Inhale, rise. Exhale, right hand towards that left shin. And then once again, rising up. Exhale, left hand towards the right shin. Inhale to rise. Exhale, right hand towards the left shin. Let's send the arms up as we come into our extended mountain pose. Exhale, hands to hips. And now let's just heel toe the feet together. Bringing the feet as wide as the hips, maybe closer. Let's sweep the arms in front of the shoulders and then bend those knees slightly. Let's find our chair pose. Maybe the arms reach for the sky, tucking the pelvis. Maybe we bring the toes off of the mat. You can bring the hands in front of the heart. You can come onto the balls of the feet. You can come onto the heels of the feet, lifting the balls of the feet off the ground. You can rock forward and back. And then plant the feet, plant your energy, plant your mind. Let's inhale to rise. Exhale to find your mountain pose. Inhale to turn and face the front of the mat. Bring the arms up overhead. Exhale to fold. From your forward fold. Nice. Let's exhale to step it back to our downward facing dog. Walking the feet back. Hands plant. Breathing in and out. Exhale. Let's lower the knees to the ground. Walk the hands forward, finding our puppy pose, Anahatasana. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Now let's slowly lower down the elbows to the floor. The legs come long and the tops of the legs come to the floor. The pelvis, elbows plant, inhale. And then lower down the low belly, mid belly, and bring the heart parallel to the floor. And let's bring the hands underneath the shoulders and let those hands hover. And we'll inhale to lift the chest and the heart, finding a low cobra. And then lower the chest to the ground, forehead parallel to the floor. Inhale, lifting the chest, lifting the heart. Exhale, lower down. Inhale to lift the chest and pause. And then we'll inhale to send the arms above the mat, in front of the mat. And then maybe we bring the feet off the floor for a variation of our locust. We can lower the tops of the feet to the ground. Exhale to bring the hands to the floor. Let's press it up and back to table. And then make sure you have your blocks handy. Maybe bring them to the front of the mat. And then from this table position, let's inhale to send that right knee forward. Maybe you sweep that right foot off the floor. And we'll come into our Kapotasana, our pigeon. You can bring that left knee back, resting the arms onto the blocks. And if you prefer to come to pigeon on your back, then roll onto the back and bring that right knee to the top of that left thigh for your figure four. And we'll give ourselves this moment to recalibrate into this balance. Allow the nervous system to drop a bit, maybe to rise a bit into the balance that we've cultivated and created in our practice. That balance is what gives us longevity. A few more breaths. If you're on your back, maybe lower that left foot to the ground, bring the right foot next to it, and pause. Maybe letting the legs come long for almost a mini Shavasana or coming into butterfly. If you're on the front of the body, then you can slowly lift the chest, bringing the hands to the floor, lifting the left hip off the ground and swing that right leg back. Maybe you want to come onto the front of the body or into a downward facing dog. Stretching out the spine, stretching out the hip flexors. And then we'll inhale to bring that left knee towards the left wrist. Let that left foot go towards the right side of the mat. And then find your pigeon on your other side. And if you're on your back, bring that left ankle to the top of that right thigh. And exhale for your figure four. And exhale. Exhale. Couple more breaths. you're on your back, we can bring that right foot to the floor, that left ankle off the right thigh. Maybe you come into a bridge to stretch those hip flexors, or into your butterfly if you're on the front of the body. Then bring the hands to the floor, lifting the chest, finding your pose to balance this. Good, guys. And then we'll make our way to our backs, meeting on the back of the body. And find your block, bringing that block beside you. And then bring those feet maybe as wide as the mat, be just about hip width apart. And then exhale to press the feet into the floor, and we'll bring that block underneath the sacrum. And exhale to let that low block come just at the base of the spine. And we'll pause right here in our supported bridge. Those shoulder blades on the floor. And we'll slowly bring one foot off the floor and then the next, and send those legs to the sky, the feet parallel to the ceiling, for a variation of our legs up the wall. And then slowly let those feet fall apart. And maybe you add a gentle rock and offer a little myofascial release to the top of the glute. Nice, guys. Bend the legs and hug the knees to the chest just a bit. And when I say hug the knees to the chest, they're not going to reach the chest because they're on the block, but just a little bit of myofascial release with that block on the sacrum. The sacrum area, I should say, sacral area. And then exhale to lower the feet to the floor. Lift those hips off the block, and then bring the block out from underneath, back. And then let the hips flow down, the natural curve in the back, and we readjust the shoulder blades. And then we'll hug knees to the chest and find our happy baby. Outside of the feet, maybe the big toes. And slowly release the hands and the feet, bringing them to the earth. Letting yourself drift into your Shavasana. Yogic tradition, they say if you only have 20 minutes to practice yoga, practice Shavasana for that 20 minutes. Sealing our practice with our Shavasana. Now maybe give yourself a big stretch, nice and slow. Big breath and a big sigh. If you'd like to close class on your back, you're welcome to. If you want to come to seated, you can. Do so with mindfulness and with intention.